Welcome to the BFF Report. I'm your host, Mike B, aka Phony, and today we're going to be talking about the new custom maps that you could get on the Battle.net network thing for StarCraft 2. Now, there's a handful of them, so bear with me as we go through them, and also, just so you guys know, the footage actually wasn't played by me, it was played by my cats, so if it's really bad, Sunday's fault. The first map we're going to take a look at today is going to be Iron Chef, which is an obvious spin-off of the show Iron Chef, or Iron Chef America, and it even has its own special ingredient. In this case, it's going to be lava crab! A fantastic way of giving yourself a hernia. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the layout first. On the bottom, you have your inventory. Of course, it magically disappears when I'm recording this, but I promise you that it's there. You can hold a total of 6 things at a time, and you can manage your inventory by removing items if you need to. Now, if you need to go way out into the boonies in order to get some secret ingredient or something, you might want to grab a few and then bring them back and drop them on the ground like behind a palm tree or something. Of course, if somebody sees you, then you're probably going to get ninja'd. And then in the upper right corner, you have your scoreboard, and in the upper left, you have your list of recipes. Each one, of course, includes a special ingredient, and each one has a different point value. The more difficult or spread out the needed items are, the higher the point value, which in turn makes it more enticing to just do that same recipe over and over again, right? But there are 2 reasons why you don't want to do that. 1, there are diminishing returns on repeating recipes. It goes like 250 and then it goes 200, etc, etc. It turns like orange or red, and then you end up getting less points for each one you turn in. And 2, there are skills and bonuses that can be earned by doing the lesser one, and those really come in handy. Your basic controls are simple. Click to move, click to pick up, that's pretty much it. You can attack other players, but you don't want to because the amount of time it takes for you to actually down somebody, they're just gonna spawn in the middle and you lost all that time versus the other players who are running around actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. The default skill you start out with is called Dash. It increases your attack speed and movement speed for a short period of time. Obviously, this is a handy skill to have in a game where fetching items is a core component of gameplay. Other skills include Hallucination, which spawns some pesky zerglings that will kind of chip away at you for a bit, but they don't really seem to do any major damage, but you really want to kill them because they're really freaking annoying. And probably the most notable, the Force Field, which serves the same purpose as it does in a regular game of StarCraft. It is used to piss people the f*** off. Once you finish collecting all the necessary ingredients to complete a recipe, you simply move to the center of the map and redeem it by just walking into the thing in the middle. That's it. Each round only lasts a few minutes, and the point value of the first round is super low, so I would suggest taking advantage of this time and collect as many power-up and bonuses as you can because they carry on to the next round. After the 3rd round is complete, the winner is announced, and so ends another thrilling episode of Iron Chef. Big ol' list! The next map up is Star Jeweled, a mod that you may not want to show to your mom or significant other because everybody has played this game on their phone at one point in time or another. And on the surface, this may seem like a basic copy pasta of the popular game Bejeweled, right? That is, of course, until you look at the left half of your screen. What is going on here? The premise is simple. There's your base, there's their base. Every time you score, a Marine is spawned and starts marching to the other side. The side that scores the most will eventually overpower the other side and achieve victory. That is, of course, assuming they spent their allotted resources effectively. See, on the bottom here, we have this nifty bar that increases in point value as you rack up combos. You can then spend those points on spawning special units to march alongside your Marines to the top. This is the part where your mom just says, fuck that, and goes back to watching Intervention or Glenn Beck or whatever it is that moms watch nowadays. To add to the complexity, or as we like to call it, gameplay value, you also have a number of skills here that can be used throughout the match. Managing these skills is super important because these things can easily turn the tide in a battle, especially in situations where you join and your partner leaves like immediately and it's pretty much 1 versus 2 the entire rest of the match. I'll go and go over a few of them for you. First off is Reset Board, and this one's super easy to understand. You look at the board and you're like, wow, I'm retarded, I can't see anything here even though there's stuff all over this thing. Booyah, there we go. Then you have your Warp Cell, which allows you to surround the unit in some energy bubble and prevents it from doing any kind of attacking or moving or anything for 15 seconds. During this time, though, it seems that these things still take damage, so when a Colossus is marching along and is about to wipe your Marines, just throw a bubble on it.
Good job. Fantastic. Hardcore. Masterful. For the horde, swarm.
And then you have your Psionic Storm, which is a very powerful skill and pretty much does a significant amount of damage to anything within the vicinity. So if you catch a bunch of Marines that are kind of bunched up around something, poof, it's pretty nice. The next map up is another parody. This one's called Left to Die. And if you guys played the campaign mission, Outbreak, this one is very similar to that, except you have co-op. Your mission here is to hold your own until you can wipe the enemy forces or until you get rescued, which doesn't happen until you wipe all enemy forces, so the main goal is to wipe all enemy forces. You take advantage of the first day cycle by building up your defenses and amassing a small army. This map type is super easy, so until they beef up the difficulty, I really wouldn't worry about coordinating anything with your co-op partner. When the night cycle hits, all the infected buildings outside of your base start spawning mobs. Killing some of the larger mobs and destroying infected buildings yields biomass, which is a currency used in the map to purchase unit type upgrades. When the next day cycle hits, send out your armies and do as much damage as you can. Again, every building yields currency, which equals more troops to assist in clearing out the mess. Each night cycle that passes gets increasingly difficult, and that's hard to say since we ended up finishing the map after only a few cycles, and it actually got to the point where the onslaught was so weak that going out at night and laying down some destruction was actually pretty easy. If I had to compare this to the other two, I would actually say the other two are more fun, mainly because the difficulty level here is just so weak. Good news is that it's still in beta, and everybody is complaining that it's too easy, and so hopefully Blizzard takes this feedback and makes it a little bit more difficult for us. And if you're looking for the Dota map, that's not out yet, and trust me, I am definitely going to cover it. It'll probably be actually a whole BFFR of its own. It's that serious. Alright guys, don't worry, I'll get her on it and make sure that, you know, she practices and stuff. I know it's embarrassing how terrible that game was played. It's okay, babe, it's okay. No, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. You know, I'll let her go practice, so next time we do a StarCraft 2 related thing, I'll make sure that, you know, that she's straight. And she's obviously not interested in shooting this anymore. So, I will see you guys next week. Bye, Sunday!